Can we pull off a victory in the Emerald City? I'll let you know right now.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Welcome back, Raider Nation and my champions. This is Eric. I want to say hello to all of you out there right now. See, I got a lot of people in TikTok right now. How you guys doing out there? We're going to be going over our game preview of our Week 12 matchup in Seattle against the Seahawks. I'm going to give you my 4 keys to the game, 2 on offense and 2 on defense. If we can do those things, I believe we have a chance at winning this game. I want to say hello to all of you in TikTok. I see a few people already starting to come in on the YouTube side as well. And let's get right to this. And if you are new to the program here, this is how we normally do it. We have what we call the rundown here. These are our topics that we talk about. And then as always, we always end with a question and answer segment where you can come on live as well. You do not have to come on camera, but of course we will need you mic'd up if you want to. If not, you can make your comments in the chat section as well, and we'll go over those as well. We'll get to that once we get to the question and answer segment. First things first, let's talk about the champion count.
I hear everyone say it, take what they give you. We're going to take what we want.
Now, as far as you guys, the champions, go, this channel is here because you're here. If you are not here, of course, this channel would not be here. We are growing. We lost a little bit on the TikTok side. They were doing some cleaning out of some of the bots, I believe, but we still are growing pretty well. The YouTube side, we'll get to that in a little bit. We've already talked about that, but I do appreciate each and every one of you coming out here. Thank you very much on both platforms. So let's get to the Raider question of the week, my poll question of the week, and I usually do this right before game week. And I had a little fun with this when I asked you, what is your favorite bird for Thanksgiving? Is it a turkey, a Cornish game hen? Is it chicken or Seahawk? And about half of you got it is Seahawk. Some of you put turkey. That's fine. It's Thanksgiving. But, of course, this was a joke. Of course, we're playing the Seahawks. And with that said, let's get right to that game preview.
The other team's quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard.
Now, of course, as we normally do, we do start on the defensive side of the ball, but for our game previews, we always want to start with the injury report, and we had the final injury report come out this afternoon on Friday. Some significant item here. We're going to talk about that on the Raiders side right here, and this is Josh Jacobs. He was not on the injury report until today. Limited practice. The word is out that he kind of tweaked his calf. He is officially questionable for the game in Seattle on Sunday afternoon. That could be an issue going up. We'll talk about that on the offensive side of the ball. As far as the Seahawks go, pretty clean except for Damian Lewis, the starting guard here. A lot of these are more likely backups, so I'm not too worried about that, especially with Eckridge here. Now let's get to our first key to the game, and of course, that's trying to control Walker here, and he's been kind of taking the reins here since injuries have slowed down Rashad Penny, of course. And this is what I'm looking for as far as a goal. We got to keep him down. I put this under 125 combined yards, and I say combined yards because they are throwing, number one, they're throwing to the receivers more on Seattle last few games. And number two, we are terrible at slowing down receivers in the backfield catching the ball. So I'm not necessarily worried so much about a 100-yard rushing game from Kenneth Walker, but I'm more concerned about him catching it out of the flat and making a 2-yard pass into a 20-yard gain. Now, my second key to the game. Now, of course, I could talk about Lockett or Metcalf, but of course, I'm going to go with Geno Smith here. Now, this guy is having a career year, 17 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions this year. Very efficient, one of the highest efficient rated quarterbacks in the league for this season. Like I said, a career year. And I put a minimum of 1 turnover from Geno. I want to see less than 50% third down conversions and no red zone touchdowns. Now, I'm saying this because Geno Smith, like I said, 4 interceptions. When he throws an interception in a game, at least one interception, he is 0-3 this year. So Seahawks relatively low as far as turning the ball over, of course, but when they do, that is trouble for them. And as far as red zone touchdowns are concerned, we are the worst as far as the defensive side of the ball at stopping the red zone touchdowns. We have the highest red zone touchdown scoring percentage to the opposition, but Seattle is 27th in red zone percentage on the offensive side. So if any chance of correcting this, and hopefully correcting this, this is the case. This could be very well be the difference here. I'm thinking this is going to be a low-scoring game. This is going to be a close game. And if we can limit them to a field goal instead of a touchdown in a red zone situation, all the better. Now, of course, if you are enjoying this, I have to ask, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, follow on TikTok, and that way you'll be able to be notified of our next live stream. And of course, if you're not new, you know this, but we're going to be going live as we normally do at halftime of the game. Now, the Sunday game is at a 1:05 Pacific start, so expect us to be on at about 2:30 p.m. Pacific. We go on for about 10 or 15 minutes. I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the first half, and then I go over these 4 keys to the game and see how we're doing with those. We have a lot of fun. I encourage you guys to all come out and join us.
I hear everyone say it, take what they give you. We're going to take what we want.
Now, as far as the offensive side of the ball goes, this one's going to be a little bit more straightforward. Of course, Josh Jacobs is our all-world back, number 1 ranked here as far as PFF goes, but I had to amend this a little bit. Of course, he tweaked that calf. He might not even play in this game, but as far as this goes, I still kept the goal, and that is I want to see at least 120 rushing yards, not 100 rushing yards, at least 120 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown, and 8 rushing first downs. And I said this because Seattle is 28th in the league at stopping the run. So if anything, especially if Josh can play, and there's going to be some adverse weather conditions. It's looking about a 40-50% chance of rain at game time. It's going to be in the mid-40s, roughly, according to weather.com. So I think we should lean a little bit more heavily on the running game in this game. Of course, Josh Jacobs has been a stud for most of the year, so I don't see a problem with that. Hopefully, he can play at least in a significant capacity. Now, my second key to the game, I could go to Derek Carr. I could go to Davante Adams again, but I'm going to go right here. This is Foster Moreau. Now, you know I've knocked Foster Moreau a few times, not running routes right, causing pick sixes, the way he runs with the ball with 2 hands. It's kind of funny. But if any time that he can come out, and this is kind of a coming out game for him, this is it. This is going to be, like I said, the weather's going to be impactful in this, I think. And we're going to have to rely on some short passing game. Plus, Davante Adams is going to be up against Tariq Woolen, who has been a stud this year. I can't believe he's only ranked 32nd in the PFF cornerback ratings. I think that's highly under for him. And he's a ball hawk. We're going to have a second weapon. And I've picked Foster Moreau because the Seahawks are 31st in the league against the tight end. They're the second worst defense against tight ends. So what I'm looking for here, now he normally goes for about 35 yards. Seattle's averaging about 70 yards given up to tight ends. I want to see at least 75 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. This can happen, and it should happen if we want to win this game. Now, as far as my prediction goes, if they can do all 4 of these things, I think they can win the game. However, I'm going to err on the side of caution here. I'm going to give this a 19-13 loss. I predicted this as a loss at the beginning of the season, long before the wheels kind of fell off with this season. Like I said, it's going to be rainy. We're going to have to deal with number 12 over there. It's going to be loud as hell if you saw my thumbnail. And I think that's going to probably be the difference in this game. They're probably going to wear us out. They're going to keep us out of the end zone and limit us to field goals. And I think they'll just outlast us. Not to say that Seattle's great, They are one of the higher scoring offenses, so I think the rain's going to kind of take a toll with that. I think we can slow down Kenneth Walker enough on the ground. I'm worried about him catching little crappy plays out of the flat and creating them and breaking our backs with those. So with that said, I predict a 19-13 defeat here, but I'm going to hear what you have to say. Again, put it in the comments right now. I read every comment. If you're watching this on a replay, number one, why not subscribe so you're here live with us? Number two, put it in the comments anyway. I'll respond to those after the fact. Now, how you guys doing? We're at our question and answer segment. Whoop, why did it do that? This thing is a little temperamental. How you guys doing out there tonight? We're in our question and answer segment. How are you guys doing? I see a lot of you on TikTok. Let's see some YouTubers coming out. I want to put your predictions. Put your predictions right now on the screen. I said 19-13 defeat. I want to hear what you have to say about it. I also put up a poll on the YouTube side during this live stream, and I said, what is your most concern about this game? Is it Geno Smith, Tariq Woolen, which we both talked about, we talked about both sides, the elements, the weather, the noise, or is it McDaniel's bag of tricks? The elements are leading right now on the poll, and I'd probably have to agree with you on that. It's going to be kind of rough. Everybody knows Derek Carr has a little bit of problems with the elements and the cold. We're going to Seattle. They're coming off a bye week. I didn't even mention that. They're coming off a bye week. They're going to be well rested, hopefully. But if you look back in the past couple of years, they haven't done so well off the bye, kind of like us. So, but that said, I think it's just going to be enough for us to fall to defeat here. But I think it'll be within a one-score game. Let's see. Hey, Chase Hill, I see you in here. Anybody else want to have any questions on this? We'll go to the question and answer segment. Also, we'll go to this right now. Open up the chat room if you guys want to come in. Let's see. Get the chat room right here so you can come to Restream. I put the link in the description. I put the link in the pinned comments on the YouTube side. Those of you in here on TikTok, it's the opening statement that you see on there. That link right there will get you into the green room, so to speak. I can let you in. We can talk. You do not have to be on camera. Of course, you will have to have a mic so we can hear you, so you can talk. You can sound off. You can give your predictions. You can talk about the game. You can talk about last week's game against the Denver Broncos. We talked about that on Tuesday instead of Monday. I had a little family emergency on Monday. I normally do my game reviews on Monday night, the day after the game, and of course come on live at halftime to talk about the first half of the game. Let's see. Anybody want to come in here right now? We can talk if you would like. If not, you can stay in the chat. You can put your chat comments down. We can do that as well. Again, I think this is going to be a tough game. I think Seattle's a little bit underrated. They've had a pretty good year so far, and I have to say this because of Geno Smith. Now, we've played Geno Smith before when he was with the Jets. I wasn't too impressed with him. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's Pete Carroll coaching or what, but he is having an outstanding year, especially for him. Like I said, 17 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. And 3 of those games is where he threw those interceptions. So he threw 2 picks in one game. And I think we're going to have another turnover from this guy to make it close, to make it significant to win this game, especially with the elements. There's going to be rain. It's going to be loud. I'm not very confident in this offense right now, of course. And especially you add the elements and the noise involved with it. This could be another New Orleans situation where the offense just does not get off the ground. Now, usually, like I said, it takes about a quarter and a half for the Raider offense to get going and get itself together. But with all those factors, this could be a very ugly game. This could be a 23-3 situation, 20-3 situation. I don't think either team's going to get over 30 points in this game. given the weather and the circumstances. But I think the Raiders offense is going to tell the tale in this one. Can they drive? Can they sustain drives? Can they get over and take long drives to keep the crowd out of it? Can they run the ball, especially if Josh Jacobs doesn't play? And again, I said, he's questionable now. It came up on the list. It must have just happened during this week's practice with that calf injury. If he doesn't play, that's a big hit for us, a huge hit, especially since Seattle's terrible at stopping the run, like I said. I'm not as confident in Amir Abdullah as Amir White, given what they had. I mean, against an inferior run defense, yes, they can, but it won't be quite as impactful, of course, as Josh Jacobs. Unfortunately, that could be the case. So, and another factor, and I talked about this in the last one, is the celebration after the Denver game, in the locker room. To me, it was totally excessive. They were acting like they went and won the Super Bowl or beat the Chiefs and won the AFC West. They won a game against Denver. They've beaten them 3 years. They swept them 3 years in a row. You can be happy with a victory, of course, but you don't jump up and down. All they needed was the champagne. All they needed was the champagne there. It looked like they won the AFC, going to the Super Bowl or something. It was way too excessive, and frankly, this could be a letdown type of game. That's why I brought that up. This could be one of those where, this team, it's like the Peanuts cartoon with Lucy and the football. They hold the football up for us in Raider Nation. Yeah, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. And then right as yes, we're going to celebrate, they take the ball away and we land on our butt. So we've been through this before. I'm going to be interested to see how the weather takes shape in this one. Again, we're still without Waller. We're still without Renfro. They're still on the IR for a few more games. Devontae's been the only proven source in the receiving game for this. I know Josh has caught a few, but I'm really hoping Foster Moreau. To me, if Foster Moreau doesn't do much of anything in this game, or if he does something stupid like doesn't run the route right and creates an interception like he has in the past, or fumbles the ball like he has in the past, I'm happy with parting ways with him, to be honest with you. I haven't been too impressed with him. I don't know what it is with him. I don't know if it's this organization, like with Alex Leatherwood, where he just couldn't block anybody. In the preseason, it was kind of crazy. But every time, like Foster Moreau's doing this, 2 hands on the ball, running like this. I mean, that's not efficient. He's scared to death of fumbling the ball. You can't play like that. So I want to see Moreau. I want the Raiders to win. I want to see Moreau come out and ball out. Not get 75, get 100 yards, get 2 touchdowns. It's doable against the Seattle team, but they got to go out and do it. So, given the season, I can't be confident that they're going to do it. We're 3-7, and 2 of those wins are against the Broncos, who are terrible, and the other one's Houston, who had a lead on us at halftime. We had to come back and run it down their throat to win the game, and I think they're the lowest team in the AFC right now in the conference. So I don't have confidence in this team. I don't. They played the Chiefs hard, but that's a divisional game. I know they lost, but they played hard. I get that, but what's gonna happen with this game? That's gonna be very interesting. So let's see. Thank you for those likes, Dustin Cash. I see you in here. Over 200 likes in the TikTok side. We got 5 in the YouTube side. So anyway, that's what I have right now. Also, I will be putting out an announcement on Monday during the game review. So what's going to be happening is, let's get this. Why is that doing that? That's kind of funny. But anyway, there we go. So anyway, what's going to happen, of course, we do our Friday game previews, and I give my predictions and my keys to the game. That's what we just did. On Sunday, during halftime, we'll be on here for about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll talk about the first half. If we're playing badly, you're going to get a lot of entertainment out of me. I'll just say that. Hopefully I don't get in trouble with one of the platforms, but it's happened before. Then Monday, we will come here at 6 p.m. Pacific, like we normally do, and do a full game review. I also have an announcement as far as the channel goes. A couple announcements, actually. So stay tuned for that. There'll be a lot of things kind of happening in the next few weeks, in the next few months, both personally myself and the channel. So stay tuned for that. Let's see. If you have any other questions, put them in chat now. We'll get to those. Let's see. I'm going to, let's see. So if you have any other questions right now, put those in chat right now. We'll get to those. So I'll leave a few seconds in there again. Let's see. We'll get to the poll. Somebody added Geno Smith. All right. We'll end the poll now. So the results of the poll on YouTube, of course, the Elements won, and I have to agree with that. Seattle's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to play there anyway. It's going to be slip sliding. Derek Carr does not have the best record in cold weather type games. Not like that's a given. That's a loss, but you have to take that into account. Plus, Josh Jacobs might not even play now due to the calf injury that just popped up. And there's a severe step down in our running back locker room from him to the next guy up, which is it Amir Abdullah? Is it Brandon Bolden? Is it Zamir White? I don't really know who the clear number 2 is. I think they went and got Zamir in the draft to be that guy. He hasn't, honestly, he really hasn't shown it yet. So a lot of things against us. It'll be very interesting how the Raiders play with adversity against a team that's right now would be in the playoffs in the NFC. They'd be a wild card team in the playoffs right now if the season stops. So this is a great test. That's another reason why I didn't really go with the celebration the way it was, because like I said, Denver's terrible. Seattle on the road is going to be a much bigger test for this team. So have they gotten things right? Have they gotten that locker room unified or not? I'm not going to just take it on the one game in Denver. No way. So if they do and they come out strong and they win this game, then we can talk about that. So with that said, I see, thank you for those likes. Wow, I've got over 600 likes now on the TikTok side. I appreciate that. Every single one of you, of course. If you are enjoying this, like, subscribe, or follow on the TikTok side. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much for all that you do and to support this channel. Without you, there is no channel, like I said. So with that said, I will see you Sunday afternoon about 2:30 on both platforms, TikTok and YouTube, and we'll do our halftime report. Until then, as I always say, go Raiders.
Ask you something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the years?
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.